Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at how the Swagman XTC2 Tilt 2-bike platform rack fits on the 2022 Lincoln Navigator. So this is going to be an affordable bike rack that can tilt, something that you usually see with your more premium racks. And that's going to be where we're going to start with our Navigator today, especially with a larger hatch. Not every bike rack that tilts clears it, but this one does. So here we have our pin and this clip. So you're going to start with removing that clip. That way you can remove the pin, and no worries, it's not going to drop down right away. You can get yourself all set up before you pull, and now it tilts. So this is really convenient if you need to grab something out of your hatch. Even with your bikes on, you can see it still clears, although it comes close to the pedals, there was still some clearance there. You can grab your helmet, your waters, you can change your shoes out here or hang out in your hatch if needed, all without having to take your bikes off. Now this is another good look at that clearance there with the pedal. Once the door closes, you just lift up on the rack and it holds itself in place there in the upright position, giving you time to get down here and put the pin and the clip back in. This is actually a pretty easy process since you're not having to wiggle things around to get clearance. Now this does have a 35-pound weight capacity per bike. If you have extra heavy electric bikes, probably not going to be the best fit, but most of your mountain bike and road bikes are within that 35-pound weight capacity. You also have some different touch points here. So there's 3 touch points. 1 and 2 are going to be your wheel straps. They have some rubber straps. And then the third is going to be the stabilizing frame hook. I personally am not the hugest fan of frame hooks just because you can't carry around carbon fiber frame bikes with those. But with this being an affordable rack, chances are you don't, or you will not be using this for those frames. You pull the rubber strap out and you flip it over to the side, and then you come over here to the center. What I like to do is I press that button and I lift the hook up and all the way out. That just gives me a little bit of extra clearance, makes it a little easier to lift the bike up and over. Since I'm not carrying around heavy electric bikes, that makes it even better. And if you want to take it one step further, you can even move the mast down. See how I have it away from the pedal? So I have clearance for that mast. And just like that, it's a slight lift, and you're ready to go and hit the trails. Notice the design of our wheel hoops here on the rack. Now, if you've seen the Swagman XC, that's an even more simple version of this rack that does not include the straps. This is the upgrade where you have the straps on the loops to give it some extra, I'd like to say, stability for the bikes. Now everything uses little pins to hold them into place. So you are going to take a little bit of time when your bikes are off to just figure out where everything goes. Notice how there aren't any locks on this rack though. If you want to secure your bikes when you're parked, you are going to have to use your own cable lock, as well as consider investing in your own hitch lock as well. Because if you come in here, you can see that there's an anti-rattle bolt and a pin that secures it. The anti-rattle bolt takes out the sway. Because of that 1.25-inch shank, there will still be a little bit of up and down movement, which is pretty natural for shanks with that type of a design. On the other hand, this is going to be a very compact rack though. It does not take up much space behind your car. So measuring from the bumper to the end of the rack, that sits at 22.5 inches. So with this being a bigger car and this being a smaller rack, if you have a smaller garage, this is going to be helpful. On the other side though, your hitch is pretty high up, and this has a rise to the rack, which means that when you're driving around or loading up your bikes, the ground clearance from the ground to where your cradle is, that's going to be about 28 inches. That's how high you're going to be lifting your up to 35-pound bikes. This does become a little bit more compact, making it easier to store inside your garage. So remember those pins we had to deal with the mast? Well, there's pins on the cradle masts as well. So you take the pin out and you lift the mast, or I guess the cradles up, and then you secure it with the pin again. So pin out, you can adjust those wheel hoops as well. Lift the cradles up and tighten it back down, or I guess secure it with the pin. And just like that, takes up much less space behind your vehicle, and this is how you can store it in your shed or in your garage. Also notice how everything's visible from your taillights to your rear window. You're going to have pretty much full visibility through your backup camera and of your license plate when you're driving around. Unless you have a bike on there, then the bike is going to cover it, but not as much compared to other racks that are larger or bulkier. So that was pretty much it for the features of the XTC Tilt. If you want an even more affordable version, check out the Swagman XC. And if you want an affordable rack that still has premium features like tilt-away, locks, things like that, you may want to consider something like a Swagman Schnook instead, which is the next upgrade. But this is still a solid rack where you get the features you want and don't have to pay for features you do not need. This was the Swagman XTC2 Tilt and how it fits on the 2022 Lincoln Navigator.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action. This simulates turning corners or evasively maneuvering. Once we get to the full speed bumps, we'll see the up and down action. This will be just like driving in and out of a parking lot, parking garage, or driveway. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement.